BL Physio. We've got Kieran here as well. How are you, Kieran?
Yeah, not too bad, Paul.
We've got Sunny Coast Half Ironman coming up this weekend, and we just wanted to talk about keeping long for those events because you struggle with hip flexion range, don't you, with the tries?
Yeah. I think in all three legs, they're prone to getting tired. You actually need them long, especially after 3 hours you get onto the run. Surprisingly, they're really tighten up in the swim, siding the boys, and then being hunched over into the time trial position all day. So
you're talking about as you're swimming through, sort of rec fem, those muscles through the front kind of really overwork as you're kind of lifting out to sight the boys.
Absolutely, yeah. And people aren't, when you're in the pool all the time, you don't normally notice that. So.
And then on the bike, for you, how long are you on the bike for?
Probably 2 to 3 hours, most people, yeah, and it's really in a low sort of aerodynamic position. So,
and then you really feel it and you pay for it on the run. So again, if you're ever looking at transition, you'll see them coming out slightly flexed and really sort of pulling through with hamstrings. Really poor technique, not for anyone's real fault, is it? It's just
the nature and the challenge of the three legs together.
Exactly right. So we just want to show you a quick little way to mow the hip, which is probably targeting hip flexor length specifically, but also just try and free that hip up generally as well. So there's a couple of ways that you can do it. With your, we're going to show you how to use a seatbelt to do it at home. Sometimes you can't use a belt. Sometimes we'll actually take off an actual belt and tie it around and do that.
Yep.
Remember, if you've got a hip condition, any injury or anything like that, then you have to check with your health professional before you start anything like this. But fit, strong and healthy, you're an athletic person, then you can probably go through with this. Comfy at all times. If it's ever uncomfy, you stop.
Yeah,
so let's hook you up.
Yeah, cool. The key is just trying to get it as close to the hip joint as possible. So you do actually have to move a fair way up inside the leg.
Kind of gives you leverage. You kind of need to sometimes push or use your leverage to get that sort of mobilisation on the joint. So AP.
Yeah, so I just take up the slack and then just pulse. And just making sure you're not just moving your back, that it is actually just coming up the hip.
So it's pretty much as high as you can possibly get it.
Yeah. So you got that direction and also sort of side on as well.
Lateral. So we love these lateral ones. If you talk about hip flexors, you've got iliopsoas, which is psoas sort of T12 through the lesser trochanter, and then iliacus is kind of in that kind of rim of the pelvis.
Yeah.
Very hard to trigger point iliacus, but this lateral kind of glide will pick up iliacus. We use that treatment-wise in clinical all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can do a few each side, and then you'll really notice. You'll go, oh wow, the hip just feels a lot freer.
Check it out.
Yeah.
So that's a really simple one like that AP, which is antero and posterior, so it's sort of front to back. So you're pushing through there. I know Kieran had a bit of length there. Sometimes you can even tighten them up more, and if you need more leverage, you can actually kind of push on them. So you're just pushing. So sometimes you can do those sort of fast little pulses, and sometimes you can almost stretch out and then relax off. So you can do them slow as well. And then the same thing on the side, you can tighten up even a bit more, and then you can use a bit of leverage to take yourself out.
Yeah.
Good way to free up.
Yeah. It's just depending on sort of how it's feeling and how much. It's only a little bit of movement you will feel, but it does make a big difference.
Yeah, definitely. So that then you've got that range. So with the swim, you side of the buoy, then you won't be as tight. You won't have that same amount of tension.
Yeah.
And then on the bike, you're already better body wise, and then really you're going to need it in the run because the best running technique is always length and initiating higher in the body. You will struggle with that with tries just because of the nature of the beast.
Yeah, so I guess you want to just start the race with them in the best position possible because of the nature of it, they are going to tighten up, but you don't want to start the race with them already below par.
100%. And then you can sort of remember technique. So there's all your information on technique in there as well. So thanks, Kieran.
Cool. Thanks, Bob.
It's a cool one. We're looking after a lot of people leading into the try this weekend. Good luck, everyone that's competing. We will catch you on the other side.